Hello there friends! If you watched our previous video, you already know Mag and I are in California. In this video, we're going on a road trip. Fun fact, Mag and I love wine. So when planning our trip to Cali, at the top of our bucket list was to visit the world famous Napa Valley. Today we are headed to Castello di Amorosa, which is not only a winery, but also a Tuscan castle. That's right, so get ready for watchtowers, drawbridges, secret passageways, and most importantly, the torture chamber. You won't want to miss this one.
Take it all back, hate the things that you said, cause I wish you didn't mean it. I'm under attack, running far, far away, and I'd rather keep my distance from you. You don't gotta lie to me to get through. Push and pull me off into the deep, and let's pretend that nothing ever happened on that night.
Hey guys, so we just arrived to Napa Valley. We're gonna do some wine tasting here today, and I was like, what better way to start the video than to actually take a picture right in front of the Napa Valley sign. I don't know, it's so like windy, I don't know if you can even hear me, but we're gonna take the picture and then we're gonna head out and do some wine tasting. From the road, you don't necessarily see the castle, but once you enter and drive past the beautiful juniper that aligns both sides of the road, you are met by this beautiful and yes, authentic medieval inspired castle winery. You will not see anything like this in the US. The construction was completed by hand. There's hand-painted murals. They tried to keep everything true to the 13th century. The location of the castle itself is very scenic. It's nestled in between rolling mountains and hills. It's absolutely stunning. Surrounded by the castle is a live moat, which attracts many wildlife. We got to see a few birds we haven't seen before, a few animals we haven't seen before, and to gain access into the castle itself, you have to enter via drawbridge. So we're gonna head over to where the drawbridge is, and we already have an appointment, so they are expecting us. We decided to take a tour around the castle. You don't have to. You can opt to kind of wander around the castle by yourself, but we wanted the full experience. We wanted to know what everything meant. We wanted to know the backstory. Also, another benefit of going with a tour guide is that you actually get to gain access to areas that you wouldn't have necessarily been able to had you just been walking around the castle alone. So we start off our tour in the chapel, and the chapel is absolutely stunning. The entire room looked like it was absolutely aged to perfection, and I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but seriously, it was beautiful. From there, we went on to the courtyard where they host dinners and parties. Right now, they're actually setting up for an event tonight. And this right here is the secret passageway, which leads to the grand hallway. There's a lot of secret passageways in this castle, which makes it very interesting. So this hall leads you to the grand hall, which is where in the medieval days, they would host what I like to call like the Last Supper. So everyone sits at one long table. On one end, you have the king and the queen sitting. That's where you see their little thrones. That fireplace is actually taller than me, and I'm 5'5". On top of the fireplace, you see a mural of the king himself. There's actually murals of everyone in the castle. So there's pictures of the knights, the castle itself, the sharecroppers. On the walls, there's a dragon head, sconce. It's awesome. Our tour takes us to the rooftop where we can see the rolling hills, the mountains. There's actually a forest fire in this scene, and we absolutely did not know that there was going to be a forest fire that day. It kind of just happened overnight. We heard about it on the radio, but they said it was safe to still visit when we called in. They did lose power, but the castle had a backup generator, so we were able to continue our tour per usual. We then go to the fermentation room where they mix and make the wine. They do store barrels of the wine here, and that's what you see in the big tin brewery cans. They also do keep them in barrels, and when I say barrels, I mean barrels on barrels on barrels. The barrels go as far as the eyes can see, and the barrels themselves add a little bit of flavor to the wine. So these barrels are actually up for purchase. So if we wanted to purchase a barrel, they could ship it to the house, and trust me, it was tempting. Our last stop before the actual tasting is the torture chamber, which is one of the things that was actually required in order for this to be considered a castle. It had to have a torture chamber. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these instruments were very intimidating. Lots of pins and needles and items pretty much used to torture. This cage, I mean, I was claustrophobic just looking at it. Don't be afraid.
No. Let me explain. In this room, everything is a replica, except this beautiful lady next to me. This beauty here is called an iron.
I'm going to give you guys an inside look on the prison cell, and actually a holding cell as well. They had both. So in between torturing, they would give, you know, somebody a rest or whatever for later on. This chair, there were actually some guests who actually decided to sit on it. Yikes. We finally make our way to the wine tasting, and everyone has their own little station. Mag and I shared a couple station where we were given a pamphlet. We were also given a scorecard so that we could score our favorite wines. We were given a spit bucket. We were also given a bucket of breadsticks just to clean our palate after each tasting.
Hi guys.
So we've tried out, maybe I can't count.
We have tried.
It had to be 6, no, 4.
We tried 4.
So there's an added one here, hold on. They've tried 4 wines so far, and the way the list is, we start off with white and rosé. Then we go into the reds, the reserves we can't try unless we buy, and then we go into the sweets. So everything else is included with our tour. And so far we tried 4, and I scored them. And Mag has his scores too. You see your scores? Well, Mag scored some of his, not all of them. But so far our favorite is the Dolcino. Dolcino?
And we have Pinot Noir, monsieur.
Pinot Noir, monsieur.
Pinot Noir. We call it Il Rubino for the ruby color.
Il Rubino. Oh, you mixing?
Smell it first. Smell it. Smell it.
I got a Merlot. You gonna try this one? Yeah. Go ahead.
I like the smell of yours better.
Yeah. I already stirred it.
Yeah, yours is a little bit more bitter.
Bitter? Yeah, yours smelled very like smooth when I smelled it. This one's
This one's more light. This is
what?
Pinot Noir, El Rubino. Alright.
That was very like bitter.
This one? Yours is more. This one. See?
That is strong stuff. Merlot's when you have a bad day. And so far, Mag is getting all the lighter drinks, and I'm getting all the bitter, stronger drinks. I don't know how it's working out this way, but that's how it's working out. The wine tasting was absolutely perfect. There were over 20 wines to taste, and Mag and I, of course, chose our favorite. On our way out, we passed by the gift shop for souvenirs. There was this beautiful map of Napa Valley I wanted so bad, and these soaps smell like heaven. Oh my goodness, especially this one. Once you think the tour is over and you're headed home, there's yet another scenic view. You have the cemetery right outside the castle gates and an animal farm. So I thought that was really interesting and unique how they even incorporated, you know, the lost souls and the animals and the farms. They really did put a lot of attention to detail, and we couldn't have asked for a better experience. We loved every moment of this tour, and I think it's something that if you're in the Napa Valley area, you have to experience at least once. It was well worth the road trip. We would like to thank you guys for joining us here today. If you enjoyed it here, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss a thing. Our journey, of course, does continue. We are still in Cali, so if you're interested, be sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified when our next video comes out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!